Hey everybody, Boris speaking at Forex. Welcome to the weekly technicals for the crosses for Sep 23rd, Sep 27, 2019. And the story in the crosses is really the week of the turn. I think this is going to be very much the next week of the turn if risk flows reverse. So we have lots and lots of risk stories here that have posted very serious reversal candles at the end of the week. We're going to take a look at actually the weekly charts to show you. And if that continuation is a true signal, then we have chances here for much more further movement to the other side. So pound yen is one of my big stories into the end of the week for two reasons. The UK Brexit EU negotiation story seems to be falling apart. At the same time, the China-US trade negotiation story seems to be falling apart. If you get this double whammy, it really creates massive downward pressure towards the 132s on the pound yen. Euro Swiss is basically a combination of the China-US stress fractures, which could really take down the dollar Swiss trade, and most importantly, more negative data out of the Eurozone at the front of the week. So there's a chance here for us to pressure to the downside. And then Aussie Kiwi is really a rebalancing story. Kiwi has just been grossly oversold. But again, the story in China land really, I think, pressures the Aussie much more than it does Kiwi at this point. And having skyrocketed over the last couple of weeks towards the 109 level, I think the chance for a turn here is quite significant. So let's take a look at the charts here. And we can start basically with Aussie Kiwi, which is probing this. This is the weekly chart. So let's get a little bigger here, which is definitely, it's probing that 109 area. It hasn't really created a full turn here on the candle, but it did create a little bit of a doji stick, not a complete negative candle because it remains green on the weekly charts. On the daily charts, let me just go to the daily for a second. I do think you see a little bit of a. So this is a daily chart. Daily chart gives you a little bit of a cleaner view that this 108, let's just call it 108.50. It's a 4-day resistance level. We've basically been right around here for 4 days, chopping around. Got rejected here today. A true break would be a break of the 107.50s if you sort of want to wait for a momentum break. But I think if you're trading against here with a 108.50 stop, you're in a relatively decent place here. And it's just a rebalancing trade as we walk into the front of the week. The much clearer trade is, let me get to the pound yen here. Here's the pound yen. So this is the daily. Daily takes out 1, 2, 3, how many days is it? 4 days of lows, almost 5 days of lows. That is really pretty negative, and certainly provides us with scope to take out the 34s. More importantly, puts us right back into the 34, 32 zone. I think this is really a momentum trade. As I was saying, this is the old bad news all at once hitting it, and there's no better place to express that than in the pound yen cross. So that to me is just a pure momentum trade to the downside. And then of course, we have one last one, which is sort of a slower reversal trade. This is the Euro Swiss. So the 110 gets tested. We get rejected at the 110, 109. It kind of becomes support here. It's not a beautiful trade. You got lots and lots of former resistance that's now could be current support here. But I do think it kind of bounces. And if it sort of takes out the 109s, it definitely puts us on a path towards the 108.50s. If you look at the weeklies and if you sort of have a more patient point of view, you certainly have a much uglier weekly candle here. Look at this big flame out reversal ending on the weekly lows here. So yeah, I think it's reasonable to trade Euro Swiss against this 110.20 high on the weeklies. It could take a couple of days for choppiness for us to make the thing work, but I think once it starts breaking the 109s, there's a move here towards the 108.50s without much problems. Overall, the strongest momentum to the downside is pound yen. The most interesting rebalancing is the Aussie Kiwi, and a more slower, lower risk trade here is Euro Swiss. All of this is a negative risk trade as we enter the fresh week. Wish you guys the best luck, the best trading. Boris over and out.